Welcome to Pathways to Success at PGCC. And now here's your host, Professor G.
Hey, what's the deal, folks? It's Professor G. Mark Gray, and welcome to Pathways to Success at Prince George's Community College, the best kept secret in Prince George's County. And in today's episode, it is the Shield, and you don't have to worry about Sipowicz breaking down your dough, but law enforcement professionals are being born at Prince George's Community College with every semester. And joining us right now is one of our distinguished professionals, Dr. Henry White Jr., himself a retired law enforcement professional who's basically teaching folks how it goes down for real when they get out of school. Dr. White, thank you for joining us, my friend.
Thank you.
And then one of his prize pupils is Davion Ward, who graduated from Prince George's Community College in 2020 with an associate's degree in criminal justice. And he also went from here to the University of Maryland, where he got his BS in criminal justice with a minor in law for business. Davion, thanks for the knowledge, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Well, gentlemen, I know that there's one guy in the studio that is feeling very safe right now, and that would be me. I mean, you can't be under better coverage right now than to have two successful law enforcement types. And I think, Dr. White, I want to open it up with you to find out what led you to this pathway.
You know, strangely said that. You say that. I have a history of law enforcement officers in my family. And I used to do ride-alongs with my uncle who worked in Washington, D.C., Metropolitan Police Department, 6th District, and I do ride-alongs, and it was quite exciting. And I saw the change that he was making in his community, and it wasn't about pay, because back then they didn't make a lot of money. So that inspired me. And then I got my degree. I graduated from Prince George's Community College with a degree in business. And then one day I said, I want to do something rewarding. What can I do rewarding that's going to give back to the community and leave a legacy when I leave? So I joined the Prince George's County Police Department. From there, moved up the ranks. I've done a lot of things in Prince George's County regarding setting up programs for juveniles. Been a part of like a Serpico team to look at unfair practices on police department. And that kind of segue into, you know what? I need to get into the field of educating officers to make sure that they do the right thing. And that's why I ended up here at Prince George's Community College.
Davion, share your walk with us. How'd you end up at PGCC, and what attracted you to a career in criminal justice?
Well, I ended up at PGCC via a program I was in called the 3D Scholars Program that was located at Charles Herbert Flowers High School. And they had 3 programs of study that you could choose from. You could choose from criminal justice program, cybersecurity program, and the last program, and the business program. So I said, well, I was trying to make the decision. And I just remember at the time, a lot of civil unrest because of, police brutality, excessive use of force by police officers. And, growing up, my grandparents always taught me that you want to be the change that you want to see. So if you want to see change within the Black community and their relationship with law enforcement officers, with the criminal justice system, then you just can't sit there and say, well, we need change, but you actually have to be a key component of that change. So because I want to see, change in the relationship with the Justice Department and the Black community, it made me go into the criminal justice path. And that's why I'm here today.
Well, these are, frankly, trying times to be in law enforcement. So Dr. White, do you find there's a greater interest now or are people reluctant to go down this pathway because of the negative images, and the hashtags, defund the police and things like that?
Looking at it, and you're on point with some of those comments. I think officers today are afraid of really doing their jobs because of the repercussions. You got use of force. I mean, there's so many pieces of paperwork. If you touch a person, a police officer has to fill out a use of force report. I think they're being handcuffed. I think there's a better way to do it. It has hampered the recruitment efforts. As you know, matter of fact, the other day I got an email from a local police department. They're offering a $25,000 signing bonus just to get people. So I think if you start showing the true support, I think it would improve the recruiting efforts for departments and help them with their attrition, because you got a lot of police officers, they're retiring. And you got some out on the streets, they're scared to do their job because they're afraid they're going to either go to jail, okay, or lose their job and not be able to provide for their families.
So as an educator, how do you structure a program that prepares officers and then people like Davion to go from, I guess, the enforcement phase to, I guess, the judicial side?
Well, you know what? Now that you say that, my doctoral degree, it's in higher education, but I wrote it on the premise of what are police officers doing to promote a positive attitude with the community, and there are a lot of things that came out regarding that, and some of those things were I think we need to spend a lot of time in educating police officers on diversity, dealing with those who have mental issues, and how do we extend the olive branch between the police officers and the community. Yeah, we talk community policing, but is it just a political word just to get funding for your program? Okay. And that's the thing. Let's put down this wall. Everybody's talking about this thin blue wall. Okay. It's less than 1% who is bad for police officers.
Interesting that you bring that up. Davion, from your perspective, in terms of the criminal justice side and representing and working with people who have been, I guess, caught charges, so to speak, how did the PGC experience shape and mold your perspective for going into your career?
Well, I first have to get credit to Professor White. He was my professor for many of my classes, and I also have to give credit to Professor Peter White. Just their teachings and their explanations of what actually goes on as being a police officer, dealing with complaints, dealing with the judicial system. It opened up my eyes and to many, things that you're told on the news, whether that's CNN, MSNBC, Fox, and what you're told on social media. So PGCC helped dispel, disabuse the false narratives that we all grew up listening to about police officers. So it helped me go into my career path with open eyes, and also the right amount of skepticism. I believe it was President Reagan that said, "Trust but verify." So I think PGCC did a great job in allowing you to hear both sides of the story and even get a inside scoop, if you would like to call it that.
All right. I'm going to keep it with you for a second because I want to talk about a generational thing here. People come to college hoping to, quote, secure the bag. That means get paid, live a quality lifestyle. Is that the kind of life, does this type of work, I should say, afford the average student coming out an opportunity to secure that bag and to live a, shall we call it, upper middle class lifestyle?
Well, my response to that will be two things. Number one, I grew up with my grandparents, so I kind of grew up a little old school, and I was always taught that, of course, you want to make money, but you want to do something that's fulfilling. It's no point of having a job if you wake up every day and you don't want to go there. You're not going to put in your best effort, and you're not going to be the best employee that you can be. So I always try to, number one, seek something that is fulfilling, seek something that actually helps not only myself but other people, and of course, seek something that pays well. I will say that coming out of it, I graduated in 2022 with my bachelor's in criminal justice and a minor in lawful business. And it's been difficult finding a job that, number one, is fulfilling, and number two, is going to pay you any real money. I mean, I see they want to start you off at 20 or 30, really on the low end. And it's just been very difficult. So I'm still trying, I'm still searching, and I do have a few jobs that, are promising that I'm, going after. But if you're looking to come straight out of college and to secure the bag and be a $100,000 man or $100,000 woman, you should temper your expectations, but still have hope.
I'd like to get you to follow that, Doc.
Mark, I'm going to go back to the question you asked me in reference to recruitment and tap into what Davion said. The earning potential in public safety is modest, okay? It's a big field. I have great pension plans. We have those who pursue paralegal studies in our program, go the lawyer route in our program. Those salaries, those are considered what they call specialized fields in criminal justice, and we offer those at PGCC here. So it's big, and and Davion, feel free to comment. What happens is he decided he didn't want to take the path of being a law enforcement officer,
Right.
Because let me tell you, I don't know if you've checked the starting salaries for law enforcement officers. They're pretty high right now. I mean, some are starting out $65,000, $75,000 a year, not including the signing bonuses
And the overtime.
and the overtime. So it all depends on what really path that you want to take. Here at PGCC, we set you up with a path. We put you in contact, and we've built a relationship with agencies. Like, I'm the chair of the advisory committee board for public safety and law. I have people on it from Treasury, postal inspectors, people from the Department of Homeland Security. So the door is open if you wish to go down that pathway of pursuing a career in public safety as far as a law enforcement officer.
So talk about the grounding, the ethics and all that kind of stuff. The intangibles that people don't really know to get in it. The type of student that you're looking for in terms of being a candidate that would succeed coming into and then leaving the program.
Okay, so what you're saying is the ideal profile for a student. The ideal profile for a student is one who has critical thinking skills, one who can work independent and not be supervised, one who possesses strong communication skills and is motivated and willing. The most important thing is willing to contribute to their community. Okay, as some would say, to society. So those are the students we're looking for in our program, and they eventually end up making good law enforcement professionals.
Davion, quickly, you got about 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Well, Professor, you could have just said me. That's what you could have said.
I should have. You know what? I know we got 30 seconds, but you know what? Davion is a role model. He is a perfect role model. Actually, I was describing him.
Right. Okay. And I wish we had a lot more time to spend on this. This is a phenomenal pathway to shield public safety and law enforcement. And when you've got trained professionals like Dr. Henry White, who's a retired law enforcement professional in your face, giving you knowledge, you end up with students like this and successful stories like Davion Ward, who right now is beginning to track his way on the pathways to success. Hey, guys, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
All right, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
And that's going to close the book on this edition of Pathways to Success at PGCC. We've always got the light on for you. Won't you come on campus, especially here in Largo, and check out the best kept secret in PG County. Till next time, I'm Professor G. Mark Gray. You have a great day.
Thank you for watching Pathways to Success at PGCC. For more information about Pathways at the college, visit our website at www.pgcc.edu.